Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam and I'm a non-gamer.
And we are Love to Hate, where we help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at Happy Home by Alley Cat Games.
Happy Home is a Polyomino game that's a part of the Essentials line with Alley Cat Games. And in this particular game, you are going to be organizing and interior decorating, I suppose, a home, making it happy. Happy Home. As I said, this is a Polyomino game, so you're going to have lots of Tetris-like tile pieces that you will be placing on your board. And this is a rondel game in which you are going to be moving around a circle, and whoever's at the back of the line is going to be the person who gets to act next. So you might be able to chain several turns in order if you stay at the back of the line. Let's go down to the table where I'll show you how this one works, and then we'll come back and share our thoughts on it as a gamer and non-gamer. All right, I have Happy Home on the table. Let me show you all this Polyomino game with a rondel about decorating the interior of your home. Now, what you have for setup with this game, you are going to have a central board that is going to be the rondel, or the circle that you will be traversing throughout this game. Players are going to have their own pawns. There's going to be lots of cards that have the different polyominoes on them. And up at the top here, you've got the different piles of polyominoes that are going to be in the different home or rooms of the home. You've got these rooms up here. This is the bathroom. This is the dining room, the kitchen, the bedroom, and this pile over here is going to be a pile of rugs and plants. And you've got your stack of cards over here. And players are also going to have their own boards. We'll bring this back out on frame here in just a minute. Now, let's talk about how this game is going to work. As I said, this is a rondel game, and what that means is that whoever's at the back of the line of the players is going to be the active player. They're going to be the one who gets to take their turn, and they can advance as far in a clockwise order down this circle as they would like, knowing that whoever's at the back of the line is going to be the person who takes the next turn, and that could potentially be the same player. They may take more than one turn in a row if they are still at the back of the line after their first turn. So what do you do on your turn? Well, you're going to advance, as I said, as far down this line as you want, and you will take one of these cards, and on these cards are going to be the different polyominoes that you'll be placing on your board. Now, you do start the game with a couple of starter tiles, and you'll get two of them, and they have the key icon in the top left to denote that those are starter cards. And what are on these cards are the room that that tile will be going into on your board, and the color on the background also represents that particular color for that tile. As you can see, this is a yellow toilet because this is the bathroom, and the background of the card is yellow. This is a green desk that is going to be going in the living room. And so we would find those particular tiles, and sure enough, here they are right here. And as you can see, the background of these tiles matches the background for that particular room on the board. And so here we go. This desk is going to go into the living room, and I can place it anywhere in which it will fit. Now, these spots right here, these are going to be scratches, and I'm inclined to cover these up because each one that is showing at the end of the game is going to be worth -1 victory point. So maybe I might place it something like this, like so, because it fits pretty nicely right there in the corner like that. But maybe I do want to cover up that scratch, so maybe I place it like that. Now, I cannot place it over this door. You can't place anything on the spot that has the open door, and you can't place anything that goes into the hallway here. This is no man's land. Your tile has to go completely in that room. Now, here's my yellow toilet, and again, I'm wanting to place it somewhere here in the bathroom. You get the idea, hopefully. Now, what you will be doing with the ones that you get throughout the course of the game, they again are going to work pretty much the same way. This would go into the bedroom here. I would find this particular one. And I do also want to pay attention to these three circles here at the top of the card, as there are going to be three different items of furniture for each specific room. Now, that doesn't mean that you can only get three things in each room. You can get multiple ones of the same one. You're just inclined to get the three different types because that is going to be be one of the sets that you're trying to complete. At the end of the game, you're going to get 1, 3, or 6 points for having 1, 2, or 3 of those circles for the different furniture sets in each bedroom. Now, the colors are going to be important because that's another set. You'll get 2 points if you have one of the specific colors in 3 of the 4 different rooms. And if you're able to get it in all 4 rooms, then you will get 5 points for that color. You'll score each color that way. Now let's talk about the pots. Now the pots are going to be these cards here that say decor on them that don't have a color up here at the top, or really this faded color that matches this pile of tokens right here. And you'll find that specific pot and you will place it in one of your rooms. And what the pots are going to do for you, they are going to give you 1 point for each open side that is cardinally adjacent next to that one. So if I had all 4 of these open next to this pot at the end of the game, that would be worth 4 points. However, if I had it right here and only had these 3 spots open, well, that's going to be worth 3 points. You get the idea for how that works. Now, rugs are going to look like this. They're also decor, but they're going to have 2 different colors to them, and they do count for both of those colors when it comes to the scoring purposes for the color set. And so you'll find that rug, and it'll work pretty much the same way, placing it in one of the rooms. You can place these in any room. That's how the decor works. You can place the pots and the rugs in any room that you want, other than the hallway. Again, the hallway is no man's land. So that's how the pot plants are going to work. Now, again, I already explained the scratches. You want to try to cover those up because those are negative 1 point each. Now, you'll continue to go around the rondel taking cards, and once the deck runs out, you'll refill open spots after somebody has moved down the line. So, for instance, blue player moves here and takes that card. We would put a card here in this spot right here, so that yellow player, if they wanted to, they could go all the way back around and pick the card that comes out right here. Once the deck runs out, that is going to signify that the end of the game is coming near, because at that point, a player could choose not to take any more cards and end their game by taking the top welcome mat token, which is going to be worth 7 points at the end of the game. After that player does it, then the next one is going to be worth 5 points for whoever goes next to end their game, and then 3, 2, and lastly, 1 point. You will not reshuffle cards. If all the players pass over a particular card and nobody wants it, it's discarded out of the game. And it's really just whenever this deck runs out, that's going to be the signifier for when the game could be ending. Now, in addition to everything that you've seen, there are also going to be 4 communal objectives that players are going to be working towards. Bigger is better, perfect fit, nooks and crannies, finishing touches. Now, all of these are explained in the rule book as to how they give you extra points, but real quick, I'll just explain finishing touches. That if you can get a pot and a rug in a room, that'll give you 3 extra points, and you could do that for all the rooms on the board. So that's how these give you extra points. Now, one last thing about these cards real quick. I've already explained the colors and the different sets, but there are some that also have these little arrows on them. And what that means is that particular side of this tile has to be placed alongside a wall. So there is another restriction when it comes to some of these tiles that you have to observe and respect. But pretty much that's the gist of the game. I will point out that this board flips over for a 2-player game, and on the back side of this board, as you can see, it says 2 players. There are going to be spots that have 1 spot that has 2 cards to it. And so what that means is that if you were to move to this spot, you have a choice between these 2 cards. Whichever card you don't end up taking gets discarded. Otherwise, that is pretty much the same game if you were playing a 2-player versus a 3 or higher player game. But again, whoever has the most points is going to be the winner. It does come with a scorecard here, but that's the gist of the game. Now, let's go back up top and share our thoughts on Happy Home. And we're back, and now we're going to share our thoughts on Happy Home from a gamer and non-gamer's perspective. So Sam, the very first thing I think I got to ask you about this one is the theme. What do you think about the theme on this one?
I love the theme. Rearranging furniture and organizing where things go is one of my favorite things, but it's really hard to do in real life all the time, but I do it often. So this is like, it's like a dollhouse for
scratches
gamers.
that itch.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Now, as I was learning about this game, getting it out, setting it up, reading the rules, even playing it, the game that came to mind for me was Junk Drawer from 25th Century Games, which just came out last year because it feels like those games are like in the same universe. Not that they're both Polyomino games and they're both organizing stuff, but they're different games.
I feel like it's a mashup between Junk Drawer and Decorum, which are both two of my very favorite games.
Floodgate games.
Yes, and this is just, I think it combines both of those a little bit.
Yeah, same kind of idea, same theme with that. So you really like the mechanics too, though, right? So, why do you like these mechanics?
Well, it's polyominoes, so fitting things together, figuring out how my mind works well with those. I can see it and I know what I need to put there, and it's satisfying, and I'm really enjoying it.
See, I really like the rondelle. I don't know, the rondelle for me is maybe my favorite part of the game.
That would be your favorite.
It feels a lot like Patchwork because it kind of works in the same way as Patchwork,
which is another one.
Right, another game that we really like. But with this one, you're getting those cards as you move around the rondelle, and the cards are very important, right? Because it's not just about trying to get the polyomino piece that fits in the right exact spot, but there's so many scoring things you got to think about as far as like the color or the type of whatever it is that you're trying to put. And each card also represents a different room in the house. So there's like different layers of thinking that you got to think about. And as you're managing that rondelle, you don't want to like just zoom straight to the front because you're going to miss out on quite a bit.
Yeah.
But then there's time when you really want that exact card, and so you do jump straight to the line if you need to. So I think that's a fun part of the game.
Yeah.
Tell me about. I think because the thing about polyomino games is that they really they can kind of feel all similar, right? Like there's a lot of polyomino games out there now, and you really want your polyomino game to stand out and be different from all the other ones. What makes this game different in your eyes?
I definitely think this one's different. I think they did a really good job with the furniture for each room. You really have unique shaped rooms. You can fit the furniture in there, but you really have to plan ahead. You can't move it after the fact.
Right.
And you're trying to get, I think, 3 pieces of furniture, preferably a plant,
and a rug.
And just kind of thinking through that when you put that first piece of furniture there, it is different than Decorum. You're constantly moving things, and that's not as much of a polyomino. I guess that's just the furniture aspect of it.
Decorum, is just the furniture, rearranging stuff.
And with Junk Drawer, it's fitting things in, but it's not so specific to what needs to be in each. It's more how you put them in there. But this is very specific of what needs to be in each room. Yeah. So it definitely stands out, I would say.
What you said about the different pieces, trying to fit them in each room, because each room is different shaped. One room can be really small and the other room can be very large. But then you look at the different pieces that need to go in each room. Like the stuff that's going to go in the kitchen, I feel like is bigger than the stuff that goes in the bathroom.
Well, and you're playing the game without seeing all the furniture. So you don't know how big
that's another fact.
Couch is going to be. So that might be a blue couch that you need, but it might be too big. But you don't know if there's a smaller blue couch. And so you have to... And that, I thought that was unique too, because again, with Junk Drawer, you know everything that's going to be in there. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of furniture pieces and a lot of pieces that aren't ever used, depending on how many people you're playing with. So I think that's unique as well. There's a lot of variety in this game.
Yeah, you can definitely replay this game quite a bit too, because it has those different scoring cards that... the rugs and the plants score in different ways depending on what card you play with. And so there's replayability in that fact as well. And then you also throw in the fact you're trying to cover up all those scratches because those are negative points. Like there's just a lot of different things you got to think about when you're trying to get your pieces in this game. So, okay, let's get to our bullet points, pros and cons with this particular game. So Sam, what are the highlight pros for you when you're thinking about this game?
I like the feeling I get when I play this game. I like the interior design aspect of it, and the polyominoes, and the time frame I think is really good too. It's 20 to 45 minutes, and I think it's a perfect amount of time.
See, that's interesting you say that. I'm going to come back to that here in a minute when we talk about our cons.
Okay.
So, but sticking to what you said, the first thing, the theme is just, this game is so themey. For it to be such a light kind of, like they said, it's the Essentials game. It's not their heavy, gamer, like
I think it's perfect for my type of gaming.
Yeah. Anything else about it that stands out to you that's just high level pros?
I think the variety that it offers with the furniture pieces is just, it's fun, and it makes it very much not, they have a lot of details in the furniture. It's not boring. It's not just, here's a square, imagine it's a couch. It really, they did a good job with the decor of their furniture.
Okay, yeah, and I would totally agree with that as well. I feel like the different pieces are shaped uniquely enough that it makes it so challenging trying to figure out what is the best place to put that. Like, there were several times when I was really thinking, should I go here? Should I go there? Should I go here? Should I go like this? Like, I had that happen on almost every piece, which was a really fun part of the game for me. It's easy to explain, looks really interesting out on the table, doesn't take a whole lot of time to set this game up. So those are several other pros for this game. Yeah. Do you have any cons for it? Anything that doesn't stand out in a good way?
I would say I would get confused of, and this is probably just maybe not paying attention enough, or the floor is busy, and sometimes I would pick one up based on the color of the furniture, not realizing that was the wrong room.
Yep, I did the same thing.
Or vice versa, picking it out for the right room and realizing, oh wait, that's not the, because you do need to pay attention. The floor is very specific to a room, but the color needs to be what you're thinking, what you need. So, and I don't think there's any, I think they did a great job. I think it's just being aware.
I had the same issue, and for me, I feel like it might be a graphic design kind of thing with the cards, because yes, the board is busy, but you do want those rooms to be drastically different from one another. So, and I think the board is fine, albeit, it's a little busy. For me, it was the cards. Like, I didn't feel like the cards were clear enough on them to tell you, because it has those 3 circle icons at the top, and I just didn't feel like that was a great way to signify that it was 1, 2, or 3. Like, I feel like, I don't know, it needed to say A, B, or C, or something that just was more distinct than just those 3 circles at the top to distinguish this was this type of stove, or this type of refrigerator, or, like whatever the case may be. And I get you could just look at the artwork, but the artwork's kind of small. And I just would have liked the graphic design to be a little bit different to distinguish the cards. So, any other cons for you?
No.
Okay. So I mentioned earlier that I wanted to come back to the game time for this game as a con. For me, I felt like in the 2-player game, this game was over too quick. I felt like the deck runs out. Like, it just didn't have enough cards in it for me. I wanted more because it was such an enjoyable experience that I felt like
I liked it because I feel like it was short enough to be able to play it again.
And I get the reason why it's short, because it wants you to stress about, I'm not going to meet these goals. There's too many scratches still out there. What do I do? And it does do that. It just feels like it's too short, because not in the sense of like there's too many problems that I can't fix. That's not the problem. It's just I enjoy the game so much. I want that experience to last longer.
I feel like if it was any longer, then everybody would get everything done.
And that's probably true.
It would be,
Yeah, then the game is kind of ho-hum. Yeah. So you're probably right on that. I just wish there was a way to extend out the enjoyable factor time with this game. So, all right, let's get to our scores for this one. Happy Home. I feel like this is going to be pretty high, pretty happy for Sam. This is definitely
going to end up, it's for sure in my top 10 this year.
Whoa.
It could be high in my top 10.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. People are probably rolling their eyes watching this, like, really? But
No. You like it. Let's go out there with it. So, scale of 1 to 10, where's it come in at?
I give it an 8.4.
Whoa, 8.4.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like playing the game. I'm happy playing this game.
All right. I like the game too. I don't know that I'm that high on the game, but I would probably give it about a 7.6, somewhere in that ballpark. The game's great. I do enjoy the game. I can understand why Sam really
has
likes
better
it.
things to do.
No, that is not it at all. It's a great game. I think there's going to be a lot of people that really do enjoy this kind of game.
It's just everyone knows by now how much I like polyominoes, and I just feel like I've seen a lot of the same stuff, and I feel like this is unique, and it is.
This is the perfect blend of mechanics and theme for you.
Yeah.
This is why she likes it so much. Yeah.
So
there you go.
For the end of the year and see how high it is.
You'll probably see it again in our top 10 video.
I'm very close to, I think, having a full 10 of polyomino games. This year has been
Tile-in
big.
game for sure. Yeah. So. Well, there you have it, guys. That's our thoughts here on Happy Home. It is from Alley Cat Games. It's going to be one that Sam really, really likes this year. So leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you think about this particular game.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.